Now, Hyatt really just more came out of nowhere because Tillman was there, and you had Vilas Jones last year.
Yes.
So, and this happens every year in college football.
It does.
Get a couple of guys that you just never even heard of at every position, and wow, what happened? And here you go. You got this kid Hyatt. So, and I do have to ask you too, is that as you're either during or after your analysis, did the tape against Georgia concern you for both of them or either of them, because Georgia was very physical at the line of scrimmage and guys were just not getting open as easily as they were the rest of the season?
Yeah, that go route that Tillman had against Ringo, where Ringo made that interception in the end zone, like that was a ball that you wish that he got to, and he didn't, and that's kind of that next level speed that he just doesn't have. And I think that's one thing that's going to prevent him from that high grade that I talked about. Hyatt, he's a bona fide sub 4.4 guy. He's got the juice to be there. He's another one that's primarily lining up in the slot. So I would love to see him get more looks against press coverage. That might be more of the pre-draft process for him, because I don't think Tennessee's going to all of a sudden start lining him up outside, but he's not your traditional slot that's shifty, 3rd and 6 weapon. He's a vertical threat. But like you said, he's so raw. He had 62 targets combined coming into this season. So the one thing I do like about his game, though, he's got 1 drop and 51 catches. And again, you need a bigger sample size to really label for someone's hands good or not good. But I do think that the tape against Georgia, like Hooker, and we talked about this last week, it was a negative. Now, how are they going to bounce back? We'll see.
And hopefully we get to see them matched up again.
I think we will. I hope we do, to be honest with you, for the sake of the draft process, but also just the love of the game and then to watch those two go at it one more time. I would like to see a neutral field too and better weather. But here I am making excuses for Tennessee. But I think Hyatt has some superstar potential in him. But again, it's going to be a little bit of a gamble, a little bit of a risk, just because you don't have a ton of sample size off of him. But big time speed. I mean, he roasted the Alabama secondary. So again, we can bring up Georgia game if we want, but it's got to be in the same sentence as the Alabama tape.
Okay, so and you've got him ranked higher than Tillman. So does he have number 1 potential?
That's a good question. I only think there's only one true number 1 receiver potential guy in this class. I think Hyatt and Smith and Jigba and Addison, I think they're great number 2s or complements. But if you're asking me, can they be a guy that leads their team in receiving? Yes, the answer is yes. And Hyatt is he's not going to be a big volume guy. I think he's going to be a big play guy. He's going to be someone that comes into the league and averages, 17 plus yards per catch. Kind of like what Will Fuller, what many thought he could be.
Okay.
Before the injuries popped up, I think so. Was he ever a true number 1? No, but I think
good compliment though. Yes.
He was a huge compliment to the Hopkins-Watson combo.
Okay.